religion. This video is gonna hit a little bit closer to home because I actually grew up in a religious family, but I feel like religion as a whole, it doesn't matter which one we're talking about. Religion as a whole is stupid to follow. Like, it just seems crazy to me how so many people across the world get everything from religion. Like, they get their moral compass from religion, their standards from religion, they practice different things from religion. Like, it's like these dudes live their entire lives by these stupid books. Like, there's so many people that really think that, God wrote the fucking Bible and Jesus died and rose again 3 days later. It's like, bro, these are literally fairy tale fucking stories. Like, I don't understand how people believe this. Hold on, I'll be back real quick. Okay, I'm back. I just had to take his collar off. That freaking bell keeps ringing. But anyways, yeah, it's so crazy to me how people get their everything from religion. Like, and the same thing when it comes to like how they operate around other people. It's like they hate gay people and the rest of the LGBTQ community. They hate other people that are a lot more open minded because there's this whole debate about like religion versus science. And they are literally trying to go so far as to disprove science, like shit that is literally already fucking proven, just to prove that the Bible is real or that something else from another religion is real. It's like, bro, like, you gotta get a brain someday. Like, you guys are really trying to convince yourself that all these fake stories are real. And another thing that annoys me about Christians specifically, because I grew up in a Christian family. I don't know about people that grew up in families with other religions and stuff like that. But in my family and the people that I'm always around, it's like they always think that Christianity, out of all these many different religions, is the one that's like true above all else. And I always ask them, I'm like, dude, what makes this religion more real than literally any other one? And they never have an answer for it because, again, you can't fucking prove anything is real from religion. Like, you can't prove that God is real. You can't prove that Jesus is real. You can't prove that Abraham is real. You can't prove that there was a person that died and rose 3 days later. You can't prove that there was a dude that split the ocean in two and walked in the middle of the fucking ocean. You can't prove that there was a dude who had a boat that was big enough to have two of every fucking animal to ever exist, and they were all conveniently one male and one female, and then they procreated and made all these animals that we see today. Like, it's literally just a fucking fantasy story, but somehow they have gained so much traction compared to like even the other ones like Greek mythology and Roman mythology, that now people actually like base everything off of that. They base their entire lives off of these religions. And going back to the last video that I just made about Efilism, I mentioned in a part of that video where I think that most religious people are religious for two reasons. One is that they're scared to go to hell after they die, so they're just like, oh, let me follow this religion so that, when I pass away, then I have something to look forward to in terms of like the afterlife, like heaven or whatever else these other religions believe in. And then the other half is people that they're just so scared of death that they need something to kind of like anchor their mind, like something like, okay, when I die, I'm gonna go here or here or something like that, because they're just so fucking scared that when they die, nothing is gonna happen. And that is true. Like, nothing is gonna happen. Like, I always hate whenever I see these people come online and they're always saying, like, oh my gosh, I died and I seen Jesus, or I seen God, and all this other type of stuff. I'm like, bro, first of all, there's no way you can prove that to the rest of us. So, I mean, your personal experience doesn't even matter. But secondly, if you actually did die and you came back, then you didn't die in the fucking first place. You cannot die. I fucking hate when people say this. They always try to say it happens in terms of like medical procedures or whatever, where somebody dies and they come back. Bro, if you're fucking dead, you are not coming back. You are not coming back. You are going to die permanently. So you might have been in a state where, you know, like everything else was fucked up with you, but they were able to like pump your heart or, you know, do something to keep you alive, but you were still alive. You were never dead. You can't die and come back. Like that just does not make any fucking sense. But I see a lot of those videos, you know, where they're like, oh, this person died and then they saw God and they saw the light, and I'm just like, bro, if you don't shut up. And then they make up like this big ass like dream experience, like, oh, I saw my family in the afterlife, and then there's some where they say the opposite. They're like, oh, I went to hell and I saw everything down there. You don't want to be there. It's like, bro, you guys sound just like the people on fucking drugs. Like, you guys sound literally retarded, man. I don't know, bro. They sound so fucking retarded. And then another big issue with religious people is that they seem to have the most hate in their heart than any other fucking like person on this earth. Like I said, they hate anybody else that does not live their life by the standards of the Bible. So if you're not a traditional man or a traditional woman or whatever the case may be, they say like, oh, you're a fucking demon and you're going to hell and all this other type of shit. If you're part of the LGBTQ community, they say the same shit. It's just like they expect everyone to live by these exact same standards. And again, another reason why it seems so fucking stupid to live by these standards is because there's so many different iterations of the Bible. That's why I always say that should have been the biggest indicator that the Bible is not real at all, or all these other religions aren't real, because there's so many new fucking copies. Like, I have a Bible in my room, and that Bible is a different version of the Bible that like my dad has, and the different version that our pastor has, because my family actually owns a church. So like I said, I'm very in close proximity with all this religious stuff and all these religious people. So they're reading off all these different Bibles, and I'm like, bro, this shit is not even the same thing. Like, if there's so many different copies of the Bible, how do you even know which one is real? How do you even know which one was the first one at this point? Like, they don't even know. They're just over here sitting here listening to this fucking stupid ass stuff. It's just so ridiculous, man. And then, oh my gosh, I don't know how I almost forgot about this, but bro, the offerings. Whenever you go to church, these people ask for offerings because God asked for offerings. It's like, bro, if God is God, why the fuck does he even need our money? Same thing with Jesus, same thing with every other religious figure. Like, what the fuck do they need money for? Like, shit, they should be giving us money. But and then I'm not sure if this is in every church, but our church, they do it like 10%. So however much money you make out of the month, they say that 10% has to go to the church. And I'm like, bro, I'm not giving nothing to this church, because this church has not given me no money. Shit, as much as everybody likes to talk about how God does all this for everybody and Jesus does all this and the Holy Ghost and all types of shit, they haven't done nothing for me. Out of all the shit that I've been through, shit, I didn't get no fucking money, no help, nigga. I didn't get nothing. So I don't know what the fuck the churches need money for. And again, obviously, you know, the churches need money to fund different stuff for the church, but I'm just talking about the way they phrase it. Like, don't phrase it in a way where God is asking for this shit, because whether he's real or not, like the way this figure is depicted, they're not going to be asking humans for fucking money. That makes no goddamn sense. Like, if anything, I feel like the most realistic depiction of how gods, like real god figures, would be in real life is like Greek mythology. Like, they would be using their power to pretty much fuck other people over. They would be using their power to get whatever they want. They would be doing all types of selfish shit. Like, in my opinion, that's why I actually like Greek mythology. Not to say that I believe that it's real or nothing. You know, I still look at it as a fantasy story, but there are other people out here that worship that shit as well. But I'm just talking about from like a story perspective, like how they're depicted in their respective mythologies. Like Greek mythology gods, they are constantly like tricking each other or exploiting each other, exploiting humans, doing all types of crazy stuff. But then when you look at all these other religions, they're just trying to make this like all pure deity that does no wrong. And it never makes sense to me, because it's like, if they never do no wrong and everybody claims that they help every person in the world, then why do we have wars? Why do we have criminals? Why do we have homeless people? Why do we have other people that can't meet their needs to fucking live and survive? Like, it just doesn't seem believable. It doesn't seem believable. Um, and then, like I said, most other mythologies actually have better depictions of gods than all these religions that people do follow. I just don't get it. And then, in my opinion, I feel like religion kind of bleeds into conservatism. Like, I feel like instead of the word conservative, I feel like it should be replaced with the word content. You are content with where we are in the world right now, that you are willing to follow a book that is thousands of years old, when we are meant to fucking evolve. Humans are meant to evolve. Society is supposed to evolve. And yet you guys are trying to make us like settle down and like level out and follow these books and principles and ideals and stuff that were, you know, way back in the time. Like, that could have been shit that they followed back then, but that's not the same world that it is today. So I don't understand conservatism and religion as a whole right now, especially in this day and age, because it's pretty much halting humanity's progression. Like, you guys are the exact reason why we're so fucking held back in society, and the reason why everything is messed up, because you can't get out of these old ass mindsets. It's the same reason why racism is so rampant, because people still can't get over their hatred for black people and Asian people and all these other fucking groups. It's the same reason why the LGBTQ community still faces issues, because people can't get out of the mindset that not everybody is fucking straight. Which, again, that always annoyed me as well, because it's like, dude, whenever people say, right, like whenever straight people always say that, oh, all of a sudden everybody's just gay now, all of a sudden everybody's just trans now. It's like, no, these people were always like that. They just fucking hid it. So again, when you go back to all these other decades and centuries where we're talking about like the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, 50s, 60s, all these other decades, there were still just as many gay people, still just as many people that wanted to be trans, still just as many people like that back in the day. They just couldn't express themselves because they were getting fucking, you know, berated by all these straight people and religious people and conservatives, that they couldn't, you know, be out in the open. But now, in today's day and age, where you can be out in the open and express yourself without getting fucking killed, and even then, there are still people that are getting killed just for being gay, getting kicked out their parents' house for being gay, being trans, you know, same thing. like they still face issues, but we're at least making much more progress than when you look back in the past in this country and even the world. Like I would actually say, even though we're making progress out here in the US, we still have a long ways to go with the rest of the world. You know, the rest of the world still does not take lightly to all that type of stuff. But that's besides the point. I'll make a video for all that type of stuff. But like I said, to get back to the point, religion, it just like halts progression. Like we are still trying to, well, not we, because I'm not part of this fucking group, but I'm saying like religious people are trying to make everybody live by a book that is so fucking old and outdated that it just does not measure up to what life is nowadays. Like you can't make us live by shit that people probably would have been able to live by back then, thousands of fucking years ago, before society was even close to what it is now. It makes no fucking sense. And it honestly sucks for me because like I said, majority of my family is super religious. Like my dad's side is the one that owns the church, and there's so many of them that go to church as well. And then my mom's side, they're not like super religious, but they're kind of just like everybody else in the sense that like even though they don't go to church all the time and read the Bible and all that, they kind of just say like, God's here and God's real and stuff like that, believe in God. So it's like they're still religious, but not as religious as most people. And then, like I said, my dad's side is the one that's like super involved with it. But it sucks for me because, in my opinion, it's just like all of you guys are closed minded. Like, that's how I see religious people and conservatives. And that's why I say that even if you are a Democrat that's religious or somebody in another party that's not the Republican Party that is religious, I still feel like you're also part of the problem, and you shouldn't really be able to get mad that people see you in the same manner that they see conservatives, because you guys are damn near one and the same. You guys still have these outdated beliefs. You guys are still trying to suppress people from living the way they want to live. And again, I'm not talking about like all the other stuff, like, just going out here and getting with all these women that you want to get with, and then getting with all the men you want to get with. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying you guys are trying to suppress people's ways of life when it comes to like other normal shit. Like people, like you can't force people to love like who you love. Like if you're a man and you like women, you can't force other men to like other women. Because I always ask people this question too. It's like, if you had somebody that connected with you on like literally every fucking level, like you guys had the same hobbies, the same interests, you guys had the same career, like you guys literally just meshed perfectly in every fucking aspect, but this person happened to be the exact same gender as you are willing to pass up on them simply because of what society says rather than just following your heart. Like that just doesn't make no sense to me. And again, I'm not part of the LGBTQ community, but I'm saying that I wouldn't have an issue with anybody that is, because in my opinion, you're just a normal person. Like it's so crazy how straight people dead ass see them as like subhumans. And again, I'm mixed. I'm half black, half Mexican. And again, I know for all the people that are like, oh, you can't be Mexican, it's a nationality. I know, but shit, most Mexicans don't know where they're fucking from. But anyways, like I said, I faced a lot of issues growing up because of all types of things that I couldn't change, like my race, my skin color. And I'm super light right now, but when I was younger, I played a lot of sports, so I was a lot darker. But I've been made fun of for my race, my skin color, my voice, my looks, my height, all types of stuff. So I feel like, if anything, I feel like people that have been bullied or been talked down to should be able to resonate with people that are a part of the LGBTQ community, especially because you know what it's like to be made fun of for something that you can't change. You can't change who they love and who they want to be with and stuff like that. Just like you can't change what race you are, what you look like, or anything like that. Like Yeah, you could say that, people bleach their skin, but at the end of the day, you can't bleach your skin and change your fucking race. Just like at the end of the day, like you could try, I guess, to make a gay person like a woman or like a man or something like that, but they're gonna follow what their heart wants, Like you can't force people to get with who they want to get. And then in terms of all the other things that religion says, you can't force people to parent the same way you do. You can't force people to interact with other people the same way you do, because at the end of the day, not everybody is religious. So you can't force this person to be religious just because you are. I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. Um, and I just feel like I said, religious people, they try to force it on you too much. Like, for people that always say, they're super nice and they follow all of God's teachings and whatever and all this other type of shit, they seem to be the most hateful fucking group, dude. Like, they're always trying to force people to be a part of their religion. They're always trying to force people to be straight when you can't force people to like what they want to like. uh they're trying to fucking, disprove literal science so they can prove like all these fantasy stories are real. It's like they are just so goddamn close-minded, man. Like, I want to be around more people that are open-minded to shit. Like, I want to be around people that, like, whether they agree with me or disagree with me, we can still have productive conversations. Like, there's a big difference between arguments and conversations, in my opinion. Like, when I think of an argument, I think of back and forth with you and somebody else that is just not gonna fucking get nowhere. Like, you guys are just gonna be arguing in circles. Nothing is ever gonna be done. But when I think of a conversation, I think of something that could be more productive. Like, you can build off of that into a better way, like going forward. You can, find solutions and different types of stuff like that, but you can make progress with the conversation. With the argument, I feel like I have more arguments with people than conversations. Like, I don't know, I just feel like I have a lot more interactions with people that are not really progressive and always like so fucking close minded about everything. And this doesn't even have to do with just religion. It's literally fucking everything. It's like everyone, they make an opinion or they make a stance and they're just like, nope, I'm staying there. Like, you're not gonna fucking change my mind. And again, I'm not one to change their mind, because again, that would carry on to the same thing that I just said about religious people, where they're trying to force their beliefs on other people. I won't force my beliefs on other people, but I'll just remove myself from the equation. I'm not gonna bother you. You're not gonna fucking bother me. But, I just feel like religious people, man, they literally make the world stagnant. Like, they are stopping the world from getting to where we need to fucking be. Like, and then, actually, I just thought about that. That's also why religion is a bad thing, because every type of person doesn't have the same religion. So with all these different religions, if everybody is stuck in their own little hive mind, like you have Christians and Muslims and you have Catholics and all these other groups of people that are just so goddamn stuck in their own fucking religions, that's going to make progress even harder to achieve, because now it's like, not only do you have all these religious people who are stuck in their own beliefs that are going back and forth with non-religious people, but then they can't even fucking agree on a religion. So it's like at least shit, if you're gonna be religious, nigga, find one religion that the whole world can agree on. Like, you niggas can't even agree on one fucking religion, and we got all types of shit out here. You got this God and this God, and it's like, fuck, man, y'all niggas are not even on the same page. Like, at least with people like us that aren't religious, we can all agree that, like, well, I guess there are a few different types of non-religious people, because I was gonna say some people think like me, where there's no God, no afterlife, no fucking demons and angels, heaven and hell, like just nothing. Like, this is just normal, all types of shit. But then there's also other non-religious people where they still think that there is a higher power, but they just can't determine, like, okay, it's this higher power, like, you got Zeus or Allah or fucking God or something like that. Like, they just think that there is a higher power. They just don't know what it is, who it is, whatever the case may be. But I feel like in most cases, most non-religious people can actually like find an understanding as a collective. Like, there's no fucking God, there's no higher power, there's no afterlife. Like, we're accepting that, like, that's the thing that religious people, they just can't fucking accept. They can't understand the fact that, we are just fucking here. And shit, if we ever get an explanation, I'm here for it, like how humans got here, how animals got here, how fucking plants got here, all that type of shit. But at the end of the day, I don't think most of us are going to be around for that until they find like a scientific explanation as to why we're here. But I think it's just because it's so unreasonable to them that, like, we can't be here unless something created us. But again, it's like, it just always blows my mind how they say stuff like that, but then they don't think back to what their other stuff says, like in the Bible and all the other material that they're reading. It's like, okay, if God created us, why does it make sense for us to be here to worship God? Like, they always say God created this perfect world, yet the world is not perfect. And he also created us to worship him, and all of us don't fucking worship him. So it's like, which is it? Did God create us to be his best creation? Because if he did, he must have fucked up somewhere, because all of us don't worship him. You still got all these criminals and wars and shit going on. Like, somebody fucked up somewhere. So, like I said, it's like there's so much different arguments that they bring up that are just so, like, contradictive to like other stuff that they say in the Bible. Is that even a word, contradictive? I don't think so. They contradict themselves a lot. That's what I'm fucking saying. It's like the Bible says one thing, and then something else in the Bible says another thing, and then the Bible says one thing, and then science says another thing. And again, that's why I stopped believing as well, because even when I was a kid growing up in church, it was like every time I would hear these dudes talk about the Bible and how to live according to God and stuff like that, I'm just like, bro, you niggas are crazy. Like, I seriously remember as a kid, it's like they gaslight you so fucking much. It's like they make you look like you're crazy for not wanting to believe in this shit or wanting to follow along with this shit. And I'm just like, bro, it was amplified so much for me because my family owns the church. They're fucking all involved in it. It's like nobody around me does not believe in God. Like, I don't think I've met anybody that does not believe in God. Like, all the friends that I've had in the past, they believe in God to some extent, whether they go to church a lot. My family, same thing. It's like I never met a group of open-minded fucking people, and that's why I'm trying to come on here and like express more of my own thoughts, because I at least want to find some people that think the same way I do. And again, this is not just supposed to be a place where we're creating another hive mind where everybody just agrees with me, because like I said, I like to have productive conversations, but at the same time, I want more people that are willing to have these conversations and not just willing to argue. Like, I don't want people coming on this fucking video saying like, oh, you just need to find God, and you need to read this scripture, and then or they just put their other scriptures in the fucking comments or anything like that. Like, I want people that actually step back and they fucking look at this shit in a better perspective, like in a more reasonable perspective. Like, seriously, like, just go look at all the science that disproves the fucking Bible and all these other religions. Like, I want you to open your mind up more as to why people think that religion is not real. Because yes, there are some people out here that don't follow along with religion just because, you know, they want to rebel against their heavily religious families, or they probably do think there's a higher power out there. They just don't know what. But at the same time, there are other people like me that just don't believe because science says otherwise. Like we have proof. We have more proof disproving any type of supernatural shit than we actually have proof of proving that shit. That's why I always say that it makes no sense why so many people are like just absolutely adamant that this shit is real, because it's like, bro, you mean to tell me that nobody has seen God? Like, we don't have any type of description for him or her, you know, whatever God is. We have never seen Jesus. Like, we don't have documented proof on any of this shit. Yet you guys like believe in it wholeheartedly, and then you make everybody else look like they're crazy for not believing in it. Like, I don't get it, man. And then, like I said, religious people, they are so stuck in their beliefs that they are just, you know, rude to everybody else. They hate gay people. They fucking hate trans people. They hate other open-minded people that, you know, believe more in science. They hate other religious people. I forgot about that. Like, a lot of the religious people that aren't in the same religion, they fucking hate each other. They're like, oh, my religion is the real one. No, mine is the real one. It's like, bro, like, you guys are fucking crazy, bro. But anyways, that was just my rant for today. I'll probably make another video later, but my voice is like messed up right now because I got strep throat. But I just wanted to come on here and talk about, you know, religion, because it was kind of piggybacking off of the last video of Ephilism. And there were some people in the comments that said that I wasn't talking about like the right or I wasn't accurate on what Ephilism actually was. So I'll probably have to go back and make another parts of that video. But that was just what I wanted to talk about right now, was religion, because I feel like I need more people that are willing to talk about this the way I want to talk about it, and not just stuck in their own personal fucking mindsets. You know, and if this video doesn't reach anybody, well, then that's fine too. At least I was able to just express my thoughts, because I know I can't do it with my closed-minded ass family. They're just gonna be like, oh, you're going to hell and you need to go to church. And again, because I haven't been to church in like a year at this point. But you know, that's all they say. They just say the same repetitive ass arguments. That's exactly how conservatives and religious people are. They can't make new arguments because they're just using the same old fucking arguments. So they just tell you like, oh, you need to go to church, you need to pray, and you need to do this and that. And it's like, bro, you need to be quiet and open some fucking books. That's what you need to do. So that was it. Like I said, I'll probably make another video later talking about conservatives and why Republicans as a whole are ruining the fucking country. So yeah, I guess that was it.